Manufacturer events in Gran Turismo 4 get overshadowed easily, and for the most part, this is pretty justified, with them being viewed as a hit to the bank account and a nuisance more than anything. Some events though, whether it's because they offer tempting prizes or have unique conditions, are worth a try. However, there's a third category, inside of which only 2 events out of GT4's entire roster can bask in infamy. And it's not because of race count or prize quality. Instead, it's hidden within the race opponents. Opel's manufacturer-specific event, the Speedster Trophy and the Peugeot 206 Cup, contain the most infamous instances of boosted opponents. When entering these events using a completely stock car of your own, a typical practice for most manufacturer events, it's not long before your competition disappears from view after 1 or 2 corners. While it's agreed upon that the Speedster Trophy's opponents clearly have upgrades, it's never really been clear what exactly gets crammed into these guys, with valid guesses ranging from just being upgraded with tires or power, all the way to unnatural means like rubber banding. From the outside, all that is fully confirmed is a sports exhaust and some lowered springs. Okay, sure. Let's say a sports exhaust is what's holding the car back from winning the cup. All it's done here is make it sound worse. At this point, as players, we all just cave in and spend tens of thousands on upgrades for our single-use Speedster. And for the best part of this game's entire lifespan, that would be the law of the land. So then, what the hell is this little sports car hiding from us? For this, I'm sorry, but we're gonna need to explain GT4 car data. Gran Turismo 4 stores all car information, such as upgrades and tuning settings, in this string of data here. When upgrading your car's engine in Gran Turismo 4, corresponding areas of car data change. Each value has tied to it a power multiplier level, bigger gains seen most prevalently when upgrading aspiration. Every car and every engine upgrade in the game comes with a unique power multiplier, some going as far to multiply outputs 4 times over. And the key thing about this is the outcome of transferring or hybriding one car's power multiplier value to a completely different car. Could it be then that this tuned Speedster borrows another car's turbo upgrade? Well, no. To get our answer, we have to plunge further into the depths of car data. What you're currently looking at is a spreadsheet from 2009 compiled in a GT4 hybrid workbook by GT Planet user Grumpy1. And it covers regions of data for the aforementioned turbo, NA tune, and other power boosters. What it now visualizes is usually inaccessible data tied to fundamental components of the car, such as engines and chassis. But also this. Standing for weight and power multipliers respectively, when in game, they show up as a round value of 100. 100 in this case signifying a completely normal / untampered condition of the car. But the thing is, nothing can change this value. Upgrading the car, as mentioned earlier, changes different values. Weight multiplier and power multiplier also have no ties to mileage and all the caveats that come with that either. Is this perhaps the mythical value that Polyphony used for specifically upgrading opponent cars? To experiment with this, I would grab the car data from a tuned opponent car I caught earlier, with a fresh factory example to spot any differences between the two. In my garage is this Daihatsu Copen Active Top, which has 464 horsepower, and for those even more eagle-eyed, I'm currently driving it, and it says it's a Dodge SRT4. So what gives? This is the exact spec of car that the AI uses during the race of turbo sports in the professional league, and yeah, there's nothing unchanged from it. It's got 0 kilometers, it's, you know, pretty standard looking, However, yes, it does make 458 horsepower, and I have no idea how at the moment. I had a theory at first, and scroll down here. Power multiplier can bring the car's power from 100, which is the default round value, all the way to 255, which is the limit for whatever the counting thing is, and as low as 0, which actually doesn't work. As it turns out, there's quite a bit of tuning work put into the opponent cars, with exhaust upgrades and spring settings being pretty commonplace, but nothing upgrade or power multiplier related. What this revealed is that there's a third power multiplier value hidden away in the depths of the car data, because for some reason Polyphony needed 3 ways to apply power to a car. This investigation, and by extension the dark secrets of the Speedster trophy, now rested on a game of spot the difference. Okay, before the power multiplier codes, there's actually some extra stuff. 6607. Yeah, these are completely blank on the stock version, so I'm gonna copy paste these in now. There you go, that's it. That's some kind of modifier value that changes the horsepower. So yeah, that is so weird. They don't use actually any of the tuning parts that come with the cars. So yeah, as you can see, no upgrades have been applied, and if we do apply upgrades, we suddenly get 700 horsepower. Wow. So it's not the power multiplier values I thought it would have. It's some completely different ones. With this newfound knowledge, I would start a stream aiming to explore this new world of opponent exclusive cars. Expecting similar results to the Neon used before, I would head over to the Opel dealership and initiate the infiltration. Through some smooth talking, we ended up with the car data string for this yellow Speedster Turbo, and thus, my most feared car switch in GT4. A matter of time, we'll find out what the hell they did to this thing. It's turned to yellow now, by the way. 385, wow. 18 more than what you can get from fully upgrading your own Speedster. It's something, but clearly isn't giving us the whole story. So yeah, there's the specs. It doesn't appear to have any weight reduction actually, which is weird. It definitely has some kind of suspension mods on it. Let's have a look, okay? I can appreciate you can't see this either, but I'm just gonna run through like the suspension setup so T Kanji can wake up in pure horror. Okay, spring rate front, 3.9. Spring rate rear, 4.5. Ride height front, 115, and ride height rear, 115 as well. The list of potential handling related upgrades to explain this speed shrunk narrower by the second, and as we reached the end of the suspension settings, it left only one answer. No camber, no toe, stabilizers 1 and 1. What? Okay, chat, we have to talk. Holy shit. Okay, you're not gonna believe this, but this Opel Speedster, the Speedster from the Speedster Trophy, has 150 front downforce and 200 rear downforce. I swear I'm not making this up. That's why the Speedster is so good apparently. Yeah, 150 downforce, 200 on the rear. What is this GT4? What is this, dude? We have to drive with the assist exactly how Polyphony wants it as well. 0 ASM oversteer, 10 understeer, 5 TCS. Why are we even doing this anymore? Let's have a look at what unholy stuff it does to this car. The Speedster. Yeah, it understeers. I can appreciate that the understeer assist does in fact make it understeer. Honestly though, it's pretty nice. That is owing in fact to the downforce. Let's see how it takes the jumps. It's glued. You can. Okay, wow. It's completely glued. That is wild. You have to face against 150 downforce speedsters in this event. So yeah, if you actually manage to beat this event, congratulations. You've done some insane stuff. Will it fly though? Absolutely not. Like glue. To put it into perspective, The absolute limit of downforce in GT4 with hybriding is 255, and the maximum downforce generated by the game's own Formula 1 car is 105. The Speedster's supposed front splitter generates 45 more than that. And what starts to happen at this usually off-limits level of grip is the slow unraveling of GT4 physics. Seattle's jumps suddenly feel like they're magnets, Autumn Ring's carousel is now able to snap your neck, and your braking distances are sliced in half. The closest thing I can compare this handling to is Trackmania, or maybe like Sun Gravity Trackmania. This, however, is not even the final form of our Speedster Trophy opponent. If you recall to earlier in the video, this 385 horsepower power multiplier is a separate value, not tied to any purchasable upgrades. You can apply the turbo as if nothing's changed. Suddenly we're running 519 horsepower, and what if I didn't want sports exhaust? Like, I think we can do even better. Yep, 576 now. I didn't even see what the increase was there. Now we're at 640-ish. So yeah, now that you know what is going on with this thing and its 200 downforce without the GT Auto rear wing, let us see what this thing's capable of. 10 laps of this. Will our tires survive? It's 80 points. So here is where the downforce comes into play. We're left for dead at the start line, that's to be expected. And now what should you see? A little sports car, oh, and also just killed everyone apparently. Watch as you see a little sports car make moves against Group C royalty right here. Let's catch up that Sauber, I think. It's just this default ass engine noise coming out of this while we're doing 300 down the back here. You just need a 2-liter turbo engine. You don't need like a giant V8. I don't know what they were thinking. And yeah, first place. 340-ish. So yeah, not built for top speed, clearly. Okay, what's the damage going to be? Alright, will we have the tires on, the new tires on, before the Sauber passes us? No. We can still make it up though. It's got to be like under 10 seconds to the Audi, right? There we go, full grip around there. Sauber's on fire at the moment though. Barely made any time up. Whoa, there goes the Sauber. That's a very early pit stop. Hello. I'm you but better Audi, alright. Mid-engines, rear-wheel drive, high downforce prototype race car right here. You just got the wrong one. I mean, look at that. I'm just used to like seeing a Speedster and expecting Speedster slowing down times, but no, this thing is so far removed from that now. Need I say more? Dumbass battle. Yes, so we go, getting some slipstream. And say goodbye. And he hits the wall. See, look, if you just spend some more time engineering your car to have invisible spoilers. Up until now, we have failed to address the second Speedster. One which, from an onlooker's perspective, appears statistically worse in almost all aspects. Its power-to-weight ratio is worse, and it's 60 horsepower down, but crucially for this scenario, this car weighs in at 850 kilos. In fact, even when upgraded using standard means, the naturally aspirated car is quicker. This is thanks to the car's more generous power multiplier tied to its own turbo upgrade. Yes, it's confusing, while weighing under 800 kilos. So with that in mind, What Polyphony have kindly done here is essentially mitigate the one disadvantage of the normal Speedster. That being power deficit. A once 60 horsepower wide gap in power has closed into just 35. It gets even better as now we have full access to the normal Speedster's weight reduction and turbo upgrades with the better power multipliers. One-to-one power-to-weight ratio exceeded, as this unassuming GM engine has to come to terms with the idea of running 800 horsepower plus nitrous. So we found out about this world-ending power. Why not just go full nuclear? Enter the 206 Cup spec, well, Peugeot 206.
Uh-oh. Oh no, you're dead. My fellow brethren's died. Oh, that guy's even worse.
In all accounts, a much tamer opponent, only running 150 downforce either end with 270 horsepower. Really, that's not important for our final mission. Especially that power figure, because what if we max out all 3 power multipliers now on a single car?
277 horsepower, which is impressive coming from this thing's engine. Power M. 255. And that will already put us up to 700 horsepower. Let's purchase this real quick. 2,900 now from this 2-litre inline 4. Oh no. Okay. Was that 115k? We're gonna run out of fuel, I just realized. Don't rev it. We're out of fuel. That's all it has to say about it. I love how it's despite having 115,000 horsepower, it still thinks there's gonna be 7 points worth of difficulty in this. Goes to show you how great the rest of this car is.
I guess while we wait for this thing to hit a meaningful downforce level, it leaves some time to try and understand Polyphony's decisions. Upgraded opponents in racing games, while a simple concept, really help to build an atmosphere. So it is cool that GT4 does it, but this feels a bit rough. To the point where these two otherwise forgettable manufacturer races now stand out in infamy due to this lunacy, with not a single other event in the game ever able to spawn opponents as broken as these. One idea thrown around as to why these events got boosted is that it was done to prevent progression skips, which, in a game like GT4, but in Polyphony's defense, it has scared away many people from trying these two events.